Thank you so much for watching. I'm John Camacho.
And this is Jacob Waters.
We are doing the offseason overview of the Atlanta Falcons today. So we're gonna jump right into it. Before we do, please just hit subscribe,
the like button.
Everything. Yeah, we'll put it right here. Like, subscribe, comment down below on what you think the Falcons should do. Also, we do a podcast every single week. Between the Pylons podcast. Check that out. That is really, really good content where you can get a little bit more of a deep dive into just pretty much where we're thinking and lots of fart jokes.
Oh, we do talk about that.
There's more fart jokes on the Between
than what there should
podcast.
be.
Easily way more than there should be. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, it's 50-50 between people really liking the fart jokes and really not liking it, but that's okay.
Now that I'm on camera, I gotta hide my fart face because it's like. But
yeah,
a podcast you don't know.
No, exactly.
Video you're gonna pick up.
Yeah, exactly. So we will jump right in. This is your debut. I'm excited. You're ready to go.
There's some growing pains here.
Yeah.
It's different. I don't know what to do with my hands in the free time.
You're counting your blinks.
Exactly. I don't know where to go.
All right, guys. We will get started with the Atlanta Falcons. So they had a really up and down season. Obviously,
I was surprised to see that they went 7-9.
7-9 was really surprising. I mean, they had such an awful start. And, I mean, if you listen to the podcast, I personally was banging the drum saying that they should fire their coach. I mean, pretty much all season, I really thought he should just be gone. And they ended up keeping him. And it's because they were able to kind of put together some wins at the end of the season.
They turned a corner.
Yeah, they absolutely did. And, it's interesting. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I think I still disagree. I don't know that...
Oh, I think they should have fired him.
Yeah, they probably should have.
Yeah.
But they kept him. They're gonna go through another year with this coaching staff and with this organization or this GM and organization.
With a defensive-minded coach whose biggest team weakness is the entire defense.
And we'll get right into that. Like you said it, weaknesses, defense. I mean, it's pretty much on every level, and we'll dive into that a little bit more. But I mean, they have Grady Jarrett up front. Solid. Deion Jones, good middle linebacker. The biggest thing with this defense, I don't know what it is, conditioning something. Their stars get hurt. Keanu Neal has not been able to stay
Constantly stay out.
And there's a question: do you keep him this year? Do you cut him? I mean, that's a serious question.
Three seasons, 2 season-ending injuries?
Yeah, 2017. I think it was the last year he was healthy.
It doesn't work out.
He's a good player. But you need him on the field to be a good player.
Exactly.
And he just hasn't been able to be that. Deion Jones has been out, off and on that injury report. Chris Lindstrom, their offensive lineman that they drafted in the first round last year, was hurt for most of this past season. Desmond Trufant, their cornerback.
And they have questions about him.
Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, and there's questions, do you trade Desmond Trufant and try and get some value? I don't think you do. I think Desmond is really good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's issues on that defense. Tack McKinley has not been able to, the first round pick a couple years ago hasn't really been able to do maybe what you expected. And then the other big name, Vic Beasley.
Letting him walk.
They're letting him walk, yeah.
And I think it's the right move, though. I really do. I think there's just too much money for a team. I think this draft is deep in that position almost. There's a lot of good defensive talent going on. You got to let him walk because if not, he's going to be one of the top 5 paid in his position.
Yeah. I mean, he has not been. He doesn't deserve that. He's been so up and down, and you're right. Just the name value, he's gonna make more money just based on the fact that he was a top 10 pick at a valuable position.
Yeah, they're living. A lot of people from that team are living off that Super Bowl season. It feels like he's one of them.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and he just hasn't been able to live up to it year after year. So it really an up and down season, and it feels like they're worse than 7-9. I feel like you would probably agree with that.
That's why I said I was surprised.
Yeah,
how they hit 7-9. Yeah.
I will say mid-season they did make a huge move. They moved Raheem Morris from the wide receivers coach to the secondary coach, and that was really a big turning point for that team. They really went on a run after they made that move. There was a couple other minor coaching changes, but it really felt like the defense took a step up, and that's what they needed. I've been on record a couple times saying I don't love the scheme, like that Seattle scheme from 2014 is, it's just too old. Every offense has the Seattle scheme beaters, that cover 3 press bail, It's an old scheme. It's not working. You have to have so much talent for it to work at this level now because everyone knows how to beat it.
Yeah, and now their talent's always injured and banged up. They don't have it on the field to be able to do it.
So we'll move on. Team needs. I'll let you take over.
Yeah, so, this team, like we said, defense, you cover edge rusher, linebacker, The offensive side, they need a running back. Devontae Freeman's not working out. Brian Hill didn't really step up. Smith banged up all the time, injured. They need a good cornerback who can solidify on the other side of Desmond Trufant with that scheme, like you said. They run a lot of zone.
Absolutely.
So if you're going to have one guy sit on the other side, clearly there's another side of the field you got to protect.
Yeah.
Their cap space does not benefit them here, though.
No.
Fifth worst in the league, 5.3 million.
5.3 million, yeah.
I don't know what they're going to be able to do.
There's a couple cap casualties that they can do. Devontae Freeman, you cut him, you're going to save about $9.5 million.
And my fantasy season.
Yes.
Get him out.
Get him out. I think that's a move you have to make because Devontae Freeman is clearly, he's dropped off. He's a smaller guy who just, he played that sledgehammer role for a couple of years and just, that happens. So with especially these smaller running backs, it's going to happen. Keanu Neal, you could save $6.5 million by cutting him in his fifth-year option. That's a tough move to make just because of, we know he's really good when he's on the field.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been on the field a lot. You need some cap space, so it'd be interesting. We know that they're probably not going to, like you said, they're not going to resign Vic Beasley.
No,
that's already come out. They've come out and said that already. Interesting guys. The biggest name that they're probably going to lose is Austin Hooper.
That's huge.
And that's huge. Yeah, absolutely. Austin Hooper, it really feels like he's only been on that team for a couple of years. But that's just how that rookie contract goes. But he's he was one of the best tight ends in the league until he gets hurt in this past season, and obviously he wasn't able to finish out the season.
Yeah.
But he is a safety blanket for Matt Ryan, and I feel like that team knows they need to get him. They need to do whatever they can to get Austin Hooper.
They're gonna have to pay him though.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pay him.
He's gonna ask for top 5 tight end money.
Yeah, he deserves it. What George Kittle and Kelsey should do is wait for Austin Hooper to get paid. And then get a little bit more. Yeah. But Austin Hooper should set the market, and then George Kittle and Kelsey should probably beat it because I really do agree. I think he's the third best tight end. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Where else could you go after that?
For me, it's Austin Hooper as far as a pass catching tight end.
Exactly.
I think he's number 1, or he's number 3. And off the top of my head, I can't think of anything better. If you're not able to get him, Eric Ebron maybe is an option to chase.
I think either way they could bring him on in the team. Anyways, I think having 2 tight ends like that with their system isn't going to hurt them no matter what.
Yeah.
I really think it all hinges on getting Austin Hooper.
They have to, and I think they know that. They know they have to pay Austin Hooper, but they're in a situation where they don't have a lot of cap space because they are going to have to pay their incoming free or rookies as well. Any other free agents that you really like that you think they might have a chance to
try to bolster up the defense a little bit and get Joe Schobert from the Browns rather. Really good player. I think. Yeah, exactly. He could complement Deion Jones. The problem is just that they don't have the money. They don't have the money to do a lot of moves.
That is a second tier kind of guy that you could probably get on a deal. He's not going to be that first night free agency guy. But you're right. There's only so much money in this cap. The good news is there's a lot of people out there that say the cap isn't real. So
that's true.
So they can probably make some magic happen. But when
the Vikings management.
Yeah,
we're 11 million in the red, but the team's still afloat somehow. Yep.
Danny Trevathan's another linebacker from the Bears.
I like him because he'd be a good veteran to come up for them. They need that on the defense.
I absolutely agree. Just kind of, I don't know that he really fits that Seattle scheme, but he'd be a good presence.
You could plug him in off the edge. He'd be able to do something.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a spot for him. All right, so we will get to the draft. We basically mock the first 3 rounds, right? We don't do any trades. We're going to mock the first 3 rounds, give us what we think the best picks are. And for the Falcons, they have an extra pick they got from New England for trading Mohamed Sanu.
Looking back, that's a great deal,
right? Yeah, yes. You get a second-round pick when you're not really a competing team, and for
their third receiver.
Yeah, for their third receiver, and for it to be New England pick, it's kind of early. It's early in the 20s, so you can't really.
We have them getting a stud right there.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's take a look at the first.
All right, so AJ Epinesa, first-round pick. I think that is an awesome defensive end to come in and really take over that Beasley role. And they've swung the bat on so many first-round defensive linemen, and they've missed a lot. But we were saying the exact same thing about the 49ers a couple years ago. And eventually it starts to hit and it starts to turn around. I think AJ Epinesa is another guy. You bring him in. He's going to be right in that, mid-round range. And honestly, he might not make it there, especially after his Senior Bowl and his depending on what he does at the combine, he really might not make it there. But right now we have him going there, and I think he's going to be. I think he could be a star for the.
I think he's the
Falcons.
second best edge rusher in this draft. I mean, you have Chase Young, then you have Epinesa right there.
And that's not bad.
No, so they'll be addressing that need on the defensive side of the ball. And I think with their first, second-round pick, this is their original pick.
Yeah.
They'll be getting Zach Vaughn, a linebacker, really good. I think he's able to play a stand-up linebacker role for them. He fits in well with Deion Jones. He's a good run stuffer too. I mean, because you got to be able to stop the run. That's the problem where Deion Jones kind of falls out of the lineup. He's great. He's fun. He's exciting. He's fast. He hits hard.
You love him in that.
Yeah, I love him in that. I'm a user guy with that. But he's undersized when it comes to filling in the running lanes.
Yeah.
Zach Vaughn can step up and do that.
Absolutely. So with their second round pick, I have them taking Jonathan Taylor.
I saw it in a dream.
Man, I think that's a great pick for them. Obviously, we have Devontae Freeman getting cut in this scenario, and I think Jonathan Taylor can come in and be that legit number one running back. And I understand, people are going to question his workload and all that. He has the body to take it, first of all. And second of all, I mean, you're drafting him to play for 4 years. That's at the end of the day.
Exactly.
That's the economics of the running back position anyway. So you're not. It just doesn't bother me that much that he had a lot of carries. He was really good. You give really good players the ball. So
look
I'm
back
fine
to
with
when
that.
Matt Ryan early on in his career, they had Michael Turner. I don't know if a lot of people know who he was. He was a great running back. He carried the ball for like a record 365 times. Led the league in rushing one year.
Yeah.
Good running. Jonathan Taylor can step up and do that same one, like first or third downs, take care of the role.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that's great.
We'll go to the third round, finishing it up. They're getting Bryce Hall. They need that second corner to go alongside Desmond Trufant. That's saying that they keep him in the first place because there's a chance that they could trade him for some value as he's getting older and he's going to need more money as the years go on.
Yeah.
So Bryce Hall, good physical corner.
Out of Virginia.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a really good man lockdown corner from what I've been seeing. So we'll have to see how it fits in with their system.
So we're going defense heavy, and I think that has to be the
that's what they need, though.
Yeah, that has to be the theme of their offseason. They have to address the defense because we know they have the receivers. We know Calvin Ridley's really good. We know obviously Julio Jones is a first ballot Hall of Famer. We obviously want them to keep Austin Hooper. That's a big part of their offense. But I mean, beyond that, and they don't have an offensive line, so they have to still address that. But they did address that last year in early on in the draft. And
they made the 2 picks. They just got hurt.
It just is what it is. I mean, hopefully they can come back and be a bigger part of the offense than they were this year. But all in all, I mean, they have to address that defense. That defense has to get better, especially in this division when there's going to be a lot of fluctuation, but you're going to be playing some offensive powerhouses no matter what. The Saints, no matter what they do, are still going to be good on offense. We also know that the Buccaneers, no matter who's playing quarterback for them, they're going to be able to air it out, and they're going to have some weapons on the outside with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and all those weapons. And then obviously the Panthers, we don't know what's going to happen there. It's a really up and down draft. We don't know what's going to happen for most of this division.
What do you think the outlook is for them, though? I mean, do you think they're going to do better than 7-9? Because their roster says yes on offense. I mean,
you're talking about the Falcons, right?
Yes, the Falcons, yes. If I have Julio, if I have Calvin Ridley, if I have Matt Ryan, Austin Hooper saying that they get to keep him, you would think with that team they're able to do it, but I don't know.
I think they're still an 8-8 team. I think that's right where they're going to end up just because I don't believe in their head coach. I don't believe in their scheme. And I really have to believe in those two things for me to think you're going to be one of the elite teams. And you did it a couple of years ago, and I had faith even so far as last season. I feel like I had faith, but time and time again they've let me down. And at the end of the day, I don't trust this coach and I don't trust the scheme. So I think 8-8, but I do think they no matter what happens, if they can make these moves during the offseason, they're gonna bolster their talent on their team. And whoever, because I still believe, and I will stand by this until it happens, they have to make a change at head coach. They have to make a regime change in general. And when they do, I feel like they are going to have a lot of talent. They can go in and do that, 49ers thing where they go from worst to first. And obviously, I
think the division is almost, with the Saints window closing, it's up in the air, and the Falcons are in the driver's seat to be able to take control of it. Yeah. I think you're right with the head coach, though. I think it needs to change.
But you think they could be, a 10-11-1 team if things go their way?
10. Yeah, I say that a little skeptical, though. Yeah. It's hard to say.
I absolutely agree.
I mean, they're going to get beat up.
I absolutely agree. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this Falcons overview. Please like and subscribe and follow us on Twitter.
Listen to our podcast.
Check it out. Do all that. Catch us next time with another video. Peace out, guys.